Okay, great. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I'm doing this right because it's important to do it right. Okay, I think we're doing. I'm coming on a few. I'm coming on a few minutes early. Have a guest. Let me know this is working. Okay, I'm gonna type in something so I can um do this well. Say hi. See if anybody's there. Hope you can see me. Okay, yay. Okay, there are people. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Okay, all right, we're gonna start in just a moment. Hi, baby, hi. This is great. This is awesome sauce. Okay, hi, everybody. We're gonna start in just a moment, okay? I have a guest. Oh my God, I gotta talk to you about Black Panther. But I gotta share with you, I have this whole thing I'm gonna do today, okay? So give me 1 second and then I'll start the recording as soon as I think I got it. Okay. Hope my glasses aren't glaring too hard. Is my glasses glaring? It's gonna be okay. All right. So let me see here. Oh, perfect. Okay, great. So my guest is here. I'm gonna start now. I'm starting on time. So let me do it. I can do it. I believe in me. I believe in me. Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Venus, your Black Woman Millionaires mentor. I'm so excited to be with you today. There's so much to share. Welcome, 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 everyone. We're on Zoom and Facebook Live. So I'm going to come over to Facebook Live just so I can make sure everything's working, because it's always a little nerve-wracking to me. Because that way I'll know that things are working. So yes, okay, great. So I'm seeing, okay, hi Fatima, hi, I'm Celeste, hi Tracy. No, thank you. My wife made me put my glasses on today. I've been trying to be cute. I can't see though. So she's like, you're gonna wear your glasses. So I wore my glasses. So, but thank you for letting me know they look good. Thank you for my hair. I got it done for our Black Women Millionaires tour. It was awesome. We did Atlanta. It was amazing. Very excited. Really tickled by, like, love me some Black women, y'all. It was great. No, welcome, Lorna. Glad you're here. Thank you for coming. Love you, love you, love you. I see Lorna's been here. Teresa's here. Oh, this is great. No, there were some sisters who probably be on today who was with us in Atlanta. And it was exquisite. It was exquisite. The sisters were great. I think the teaching was off the bloody charts, you know. And I'm just excited to be with you today. No, we're home. Yeah, Lisa and I are home. Of course, I'm tired. But I wanted to give you my best. I wanted to be with you today because I promised you I'll be here on Mondays. Yeah, but I'm kind of excited because I have a guest today. But I got to tell you what I'm doing so it makes sense. No, I can't wait for you to have the book as well. Please, absolutely. Go ahead and start sharing. Please share this video. You know, you can post this on your own timeline so people can listen in while we do this, okay? So let me tell you what we're doing today, all right? Who saw Black Panther? Am I the only person who saw Black Panther? Me and Lisa got off the plane, got in the car, and went to the movies, okay? We saw it. It was amazing. It was outstanding. And what I want to talk to you about today is the whole notion of allies. I'm not going to talk about the movie because I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it. But it is breaking records. It is killing the game. And the reason why, say that, Fatima, I'm with you. And the reason why I want to talk to you about it today is because I'm not spoiling the movie. I'm not going to do that. But there is one character in that movie that I want to talk about, not about him, but the reason, how can I say this? You cannot do anything without allies. Holla and preach. Come with me. You cannot do anything without allies, okay? No, Sybil caught it. You can't. I love it. Wakanda forever. I'm all over that. And the thing is, for those of you who've been with me, for those for the new people, hi. I'm Dr. Venus, your Black Woman Millionaires mentor. Let me tell you a little bit about me before I launch into what I want to talk about today. I was born in Baltimore. By the time I was 16, I was living on the streets. eating out of trash cans, and sleeping in urine and beer. My mama had put me out of her house, and I didn't go back, okay? And it was my 9th grade math teacher, a Black woman, holla and preach, who literally saved my life. She taught me through her actions that I mattered, that I wasn't just a throwaway. And it's because of her love, I eventually graduated from Stanford University with a second master's and a PhD. I have 4 degrees. I have been a tenured professor. I've been an award-winning playwright, an award-winning poet. I taught university for 10 years. I'm an identity theorist, which means I really deal with the intersectionality of race, gender, sexuality, and class in all that I do, literally. And I took all of my survival that kept me alive on the streets and through my education, turned it into a system. I bullshit you not. I should tell you I curse. I'll tell you about that in a moment. And made my first million just under 3 years. Our company, Define Possible Inc., has grossed over 4 million in the last 5 years. Our clients in the last 7 have done over 8 million. I'm good for making money. And I focus on Black women because I feel that's what God told me to do. I'm into that. You should know I curse, I cry, and I pray, and I break, I fuss. I laugh at my own jokes. I think they're hilarious. And I have what we call an inclusive environment. So you're always welcomed here. If you are from white to trans, okay? Everybody's welcomed here. So my request is you respect the space and know that you're loved. You know, I love Black women. I'm all over Black Panther for the Black women part, right? But you should also understand that I put Black women first, but first is not equal alone, which is why I want to talk to you today about the power of allies. So what I'm going to do is I want to set the stage for you, okay? I don't know about you. Oh my God, do you have no, I don't have an autobiography, LaTanya, but I have a book that points to it. Go to www.theblackwomanmillionaire. You can get the book there, okay? And I need someone to scribe for me so that I don't have to, so people who come later, they can catch things. So please, if you want to go ahead and grab your seat for the tour of Memphis, you're up next. Go to www.theblackwomanmillionaire.com/tour. We're only having 100 seats per tour stop. So please grab your seat now, okay? And we have 9 more tours. Atlanta was amazing. Oh, my God. It really was spectacular, everybody, okay? So, but what I want to talk to you about today is Black Panther, but not Black Panther. I want to talk to you about a piece of it that's not going to get a lot of press, which is the whole notion of allies, okay? So without giving away the story, I don't want to give away the story, and I don't know how to talk about this. Well, let me say it this way. When we were doing our book tour, when we were doing our book launch, we had people who got up under me, who supported me, who did not look like me. I bullshit you not. I mean, we got people from Russia, from Ukraine, from Amsterdam. We had a lot of people, women and men, who believed in the work so strongly that they pushed it out. And I want to introduce you to the person that really, this is gonna sound messed up, y'all, but there was a man, a white man. You never know where your help is gonna come from, ladies. Holla and preach. If I say something that resonates, type in the word holla. If I say something that pierces, type in the word preach. But if I say something like, oh my God, this woman is all up in my business, type in the word holla and preach. And I want you to understand this. You have to walk with me for a minute. You don't know who God is going to use to amplify your message. You have no idea. I believe there are prayers you cannot pray because you don't know what to pray for, okay? I just knew that I wanted this book to make a real difference. And after it got turned down by 30 top publishing houses in North America, I was hurt by it, you know? And thank God for you, thank God for my tribe, because you're like, we got you, come with it. And so one of the things that happened, which is why I want to introduce you to this man, he's a beast, is I got this message from one of my sisters of success. She's amazing. Her name is Stephanie, and she loves me like a sister, and she's white. And so she was saying, look, you need to meet this dude named Paul. And I'm like, what's up with Paul? She said, no, you don't understand. And I didn't understand, right? But this is what she said to me. She said, I want you to know him because he gets it. So Paul had written this post. And in the post, and I'm not going to read it because I don't want to take too long on it, but in the post, he was saying, this is a Black woman that that the publishing industry has tried to silence, and I want us to get up under her to amplify her voice. Then he sent me a private, he and I connected on Messenger, and then he started saying some next level stuff. So I want to introduce you to him because I want to talk to you about you being willing to have allies. And allies don't have to look like you. They can open doors you can't. And as Black women in business, if you don't understand the power of an ally, you won't be able to succeed. And if you look, and when you look at Black Panther, you're going to see that there were allies that changed the game. If you took that ally out, it wouldn't have turned out. And again, I don't want to spoil it, okay? So I want to introduce you to my new boy crush, okay? Everybody knows my wife's a woman, okay? But my new boy crush, his name is Paul Zeller. He's the founder and chief entrepreneurial activist. And this is, I'm gonna read this to you because I don't want to mess it up before I bring him on. Paul is one of the first business and marketing coaches to focus on the needs of conscious entrepreneurs and social impact businesses. He also works with leaders to help them increase the transformational impact that they have in their organizations and in the world. His website for his work is Paul Zeller, ZELIZER.com. Paul is the former director of social media for Wisdom 2.0, one of the premier mindfulness brands in the world. In 2017, he founded Awarepreneurs, because he kept getting feedback that it was time for a community that leverages the power, check this out, the power of the intersection of conscious business, social impact, and aware practices. So I want to share Paul with you, and I want him and I to talk about this whole notion of allies in relationship to Black Panther and to business, because I know if we did not have allies, ladies, we would not have a #1 bestseller. And I say that with complete love. That's not caca. So one of the things I want to demonstrate to you is like the importance of being willing to let yourself be supported. And it may not always look the way you think. So let me get Paul on and let me see how I can do this. I can do it. I believe in me. One of the biggest challenges with someone like me is I always try to do technology and then I get nervous. Okay. So let me get Paul up right now. I'm going to move him. I'm going to promote panelist. Okay. Paul, can you hear me? Paul?
There I am.
Hi, I can't see you.
I know. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to turn on.
No, it may be me, Paul. Hold on a second. It may be. Let me try. I got an idea. Everybody, I told y'all, me and technology. Love me through it. Someone send me kisses, some hearts, some wows, some thumbs up. Feed me, because I'm doing something. I think it was me, Paul. I think I didn't set it up right, so I want to see if I can fix it. And there's a way to fix it because I think I didn't cut on your camera.
Yeah, so you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it. That's okay. The message I'm seeing.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. I'll be right there in a minute. You just stay there, and I'm pushing the button again, and we should be fine. Okay. Paul, are you still here?
I'm still here. I'm still getting that same message.
Okay, fine. Can you hang up and call back in?
Totally. Okay,
thanks. Everyone, thank you for your patience with me. This is me. This is me. This is me in technology making friends. No, I forgot to push a button, which is why I should let my team do it, but I wanted to do it because I have these independent moments. But again, for those of you who are just coming, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Dr. Venus, your Black Woman Millionaires mentor. And today we're talking about the power of an ally, okay? And I'm very committed to it because I know that if I didn't have allies, I would not have been able to, we wouldn't have been able to have a bestseller. In fact, our top affiliate was a woman from Russia, which I'm like, wow, okay. Let me see if this is working. Paul, is it working yet?
I'm here and I'm getting the same message. Your video cannot start because the host has stopped it.
Let me try. Let me see one more thing. Because if it is, y'all just wait on me because it's just me not realizing how to do something. I know I did this. I know I can do it. Let me see. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Let me see. I pushed the button. Okay, let me try one more time. And everybody, if I lose you, don't go away, okay? Don't leave. It's just me fussing with technology, okay? I'm gonna try this. Let me see if I did that. Okay. Try this. Paul, what I'm gonna do is remove you from there. Yes. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is see if I can get you to call back in. Okay, I pushed the button and I didn't push the right button, and now his button, I want you to see him. And he's in Mexico, so he's really making time for us, and I want us to benefit from the dialogue with him. No, thank you. No, hi everybody. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I love you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We can't see, I know, I want you to see him. Okay, hi Fatima. I want you to see him because I think it's important. All right. So my prayer is that he can get back on. And he's coming in off from Mexico. So because he lives in Mexico. So hopefully he'll be able to come back on. So I'm gonna push this button to see if call back in. Let me see if that makes any difference. Okay.
Still getting that same message, Venus.
Okay. I'm sorry, Paul. I think I did it. I think that I didn't cut on the right thing. Let me see if I do this, if I do that, if that will help.
There we go. You did it, yes.
God, I could do it. I did it. Yes. No, this matters, man. Because I fight with this sometimes, and then I have to make sure I don't end up quitting, because sometimes it's just about pushing enough buttons. And
you found the right one.
So much, Paul, for your patience. Thank you for my Rada sisters for your patience. Thank you so much. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Dr. Venus. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for everyone who's listening.
This is going to be great. Okay, so my intention was to set you up beautifully because I wanted them to know who you are, and you can always reintroduce yourself because I'm pretty certain I just read your bio. But the main thing I wanted them to understand as we have this conversation is your heart. You know, I think that that's important. I think a lot of times, at least on my path to my first 7 figures, I felt alone, and I didn't know how to get my word out. And I'm gonna tell you, Paul, until you said the word amplify, I never even heard of that. But you were my ally. You got up under me. And I'm like, I don't know how many Black women have a white Jewish man who's, you know, a business beast, get up under them for their dreams. So you can, if there's some way you want to introduce yourself that I have not, please feel free to do so. But more importantly, I would love for you to talk to us about what it means to be an ally. Like, how do you do that? And 2, how do you find them? You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't find you, because Stephanie did, but I really want us to talk about the notion of an ally, because when I was looking at Black Panther, without spoiling it, there was an ally that if you took that ally out, it was not going to happen. And it was not going to happen. And I don't think that's going to get as much play as the other pieces of Black Panther, but I wanted us to talk about it because this, in my opinion, was the difference maker in us becoming a bestseller. So, Paul, the floor is yours.
Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for having me here. I mean, and I would just say the intro was great. I don't have anything else to add to that. But what I'd say is, first of all, just to say, I don't feel like it's my place to call myself an ally, that there's been a lot of harm done that people that look like me and my job, and people like Stephanie Callahan who introduced us. I'm really grateful to Stephanie. There's a network of people who are doing our best for looking for people who are able to bring in, you know, this book has changed the conversation, right? If you're listening.
Picture with your face,
I know, I need to get the book. I need to get a picture to you. I'm sorry. But we're looking for people who are doing things to help right some of the wrongs. You know, in Awarepreneurs, the company that I founded, if you look at the two lineages that we come from, awareness practices or the spiritual world, like I said, I used to work for Wisdom 2.0. You saw that in my bio. It's a conference that's happening this week in Silicon Valley. There's 3,000 people at that conference. It's one of the largest mindfulness brands in the world. I used to work for that. And, that organization is a great organization. The last year I worked for that, there were 1,800 people at the conference, and there were 35 people of color in an audience of 1,800, right?
Wow.
That's one part of our lineage at Awarepreneurs. The other part of our lineage is the social impact or social enterprise space. And I just got a request to be on our podcast from a B corporation tech company that only works with nonprofits and social enterprises. And they pitched it was a great show idea. And I went to their About page and I looked at their About page, and there were 17 employees. And as best I can tell, one of them was a person of color. So these are the two parts of our lineage, right? The social enterprise part of it and the mindfulness or spiritual part of it. And both parts of the lineage have done a lot of excluding, not intentional. I don't think anybody woke up one day and said, let's try to keep people who don't look like Paul Zelizer out of this conference or away from this company, but the structural racism that you and I talked about, there are folks who are starting to say, wow, this is just really wrong, and we need to be proactively looking for people who have good resources, for people who've been left out of the traditional conversation in this sector that we care deeply about. And then how do we lift them up and celebrate them and encourage people to do business with them? Go buy the book, go see Black Panther, go to that retreat from somebody who has oftentimes been left out, not because their work isn't good, but because of these unconscious bias mechanisms that are working in these sectors. And there's actually a lot of people who are looking to do that. That's where I start the conversation.
Okay, well let's take it a step further. When you and I first connected, you start saying stuff that I would not have said. Like you were saying white power structures that are undermining your power. I'm like, what the hell? And I'm not a punk, you know what I'm saying? Well, I will say what I mean, right? But I was like, who are you? Because you were even talking about systemic racism. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? That you even understood these mechanisms, intentional or not, they have had impact. And for me, just in my own direct life, for an institution, for an industry to say that there's no market, not one person, is a whole group. Like they weren't talking to each other, laying a bit like, let's not publish Dr. Venus's book. They weren't talking to each other. There was structural things in place that in my world was more of the same. You know what I'm saying? And sisters, let me holler at your girl. Have you ever had it that you were doing your best and somebody white got in your way? Or they gave the promotion to somebody else because that didn't look like you, but they were more, I think, comfortable with somebody that looked more like them, and they weren't even as qualified. So there's been a series of hits that I have experienced that when that happened, it was like, I'm never going to get ahead. I'm never going to be able to get my work out. And then here you come saying, look, let me help amplify your thing. And ladies, then he fucking did it. He bought the book. He told his people to buy the book. Then he got some thought leaders to buy the book. Then they start, I'm like, what the hell, right? And I'm not suggesting, he has influencers in his world. You know what I'm saying? He's a person who has influencers, and not just Black, people of color, trans, Native American, just like literally people who have been marginalized and have something to do, that his whole business is about uplifting people who have not. And the thing that I loved about you, Paul, was I didn't feel like you were doing me a favor. I know it's a kind of weird thing to say. Now, you probably were doing me a favor, but it felt like support, not condescending. Do you know what I'm saying?
That would be my hope. I'm an imperfect human being who was raised, I was raised in Westchester County, New York, 15 minutes down the road from Martha Stewart. I went to some of the best public schools in America. So I was given a lot of privilege, and I certainly have my blind spots. But I also, I have to say, I moved to New Mexico in 1993. New Mexico. Why? Because I wanted to live in a place where there was more realness, more focus on community than money, more focused on relationships, and the pace of life is really different here.
But why there? Why not Honduras? Why? I mean,
I know. What? How did I? You know, God brought me to New Mexico.
okay, that I can hear. Enough said.
It's a long circular story, but the only way I can really say it is that the Creator brought me here. And I've been here since 1993. So the white Jewish boy came to New Mexico. I'm originally trained in mental health, community mental health. So I did social work and community work. For those of you who don't know about New Mexico, it's the first majority minority state. We have more people of color in New Mexico than any other state in the country, mostly because of our large Latino population, and also the second highest Native American population in the states. Only Alaska has a higher proportion. So New Mexico has been my teacher since 1993, particularly doing community work here. Somebody looking like me, a white Jewish guy with a master's degree, I either had to unlearn and then learn some new things, or I would not be able to be of service in the communities I was trying to be of service. So
what made you so willing to learn? I mean, if you think about it, if I'm understanding you correctly, you came up in privilege, you had a good job, you were making good money. You know what I'm saying? Somehow you felt you weren't fulfilled. But how do you go from white privilege to supporting? And I can get the training part, but there had to be some kind of catalyst.
You know, to understand, this is my journey. I can't speak for anybody else, but to understand kind of where I came from, I come from a lineage of activist Jews. And you know, the idea, for those of you who know a little bit about Jewish culture, there's this idea of never again. After the Holocaust, it was we were taught young in our religious education that it was our job to try to intervene around hate crimes and work towards justice and equality as best we knew how. Not all Jews share that value, but there certainly are quite a few. A good example would be the Southern Poverty Law Center, and the founder of the Southern Poverty Law Center, which maintains the largest database on hate crimes in the United States and around the world, and are actively doing anti-bias and anti-hate training. The founder of the Southern Poverty Law Center is an activist Jew. That's the tradition I came from. My grandmother was organizing busloads of women when she was 80 years old, from New York to Washington, D.C. to march for women's rights, right? Wow. She organized 2 busloads in her retirement. Like that's just kind of
your lineage. I got it.
I could not do it.
Okay. No, I was just interested. I was like, well, how do you get there? And I do understand that you were born into a lineage, but not everybody takes to it. Right. You see what I'm saying? And I appreciate your humbleness. And this, ladies, y'all should know this. When he and I were talking about my book, right? And he asked permission, could he read it and do the worksheets out of respect? Because there are some people who are purists. They don't want nobody who's not of their lineage to do anything with their work. If they do, it's like disrespectful. And I thought it was very beautiful that you would even ask, you know, that you would be that sensitive to it. I wasn't. I was just happy people liked the book, man. I'm feeling like a Philistine. I'm like, oh my God, people actually took to it. So there's a level of sensitivity that I believe that you have. I've never seen from a white man. And I have great white male friends, but I've never seen anybody be as sensitive to what it must be like to not be white and not have those privileges. So I think you're pretty special. I think you could say it's your lineage, and I think that's fair. And I think that you learned a lot in Mexico. But I think if you don't have a good heart, you can't do none of that. That's just my walk. And you don't have to do nothing with it. You can throw it away. This is what I think. Okay?
Thank you. And, you know, like I said, being a white guy from New Mexico, from New York, coming to New Mexico, you know, a lot of my social work and community work was done on they're called the Pueblos of northern New Mexico. They're the reservations here. So the one that people are most likely to have heard of is something called Taos Pueblo, if you ever heard of Taos Pueblo. That's near where I live. And being a white guy, you know, shows if there was a kid who got drug addicted was born drug addicted, the hospital called, it was my beeper that went off in certain communities, or a broken arm, like I woke up, I was invited into some incredibly poignant and beautiful and complicated situations from a culture that was very, very different than mine. And I was invited into that culture, and people spent a lot of time and energy trying, they needed somebody with a degree. I guess they said, this guy seems like he might listen a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really grateful. I've had really good mentors, most of whom have not looked like me, and they've spent a lot of time helping me kind of unpack some of the systemic learnings that you get growing up where I grew up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm now trying to bring that awareness of that benefit of that mentoring and that care, years of it, from some incredibly smart people in some incredibly difficult situations. And I'm trying to create an organization and a network of people who are working on some of these issues and can look for voices that will that we can amplify and teach others how to amplify.
I love it. I think it's beautiful. Of all the things you've done with your company, with your community of awarepreneurs, what are you most proud of?
The community is exceptional. We met because Stephanie Callahan said, you need to meet this person. And that community, if somebody says you need to meet somebody with a certain kind of resonance and a certain kind of, like on a scale of 1 to 10, if somebody tells me it's a 10, then I just say, here's my schedule link, or, I didn't know who you were. I've never even heard of your name. I'm so grateful we met. That there's a whole community of people, and it's actually a very diverse community. I'm really grateful for that. We've worked really hard to create that. We're not perfect, we've made mistakes, but we're constantly, one of the other books we've lifted up and tried to do our best to amplify is a book called Hung Like a Seahorse. And it's a book about from female to male, trans, a beautiful man, Quinn Fontaine, who lives here in Santa Fe. We tried to lift up Quinn's book, because we were hearing from the community, there were very few books that were really telling the kind of story, in this case, a female to male transition, with the same kind of poignancy, depth, and information, particularly for young people who are thinking about transitioning. What does it look like? What does it feel like? And Quinn he's done a lot of improv. He's hilarious. He's a great speaker, and he's incredibly willing to tell the real, right? And that story needed to get told. So, we really try to be that kind of community that's listening for, whether it's a book or a retreat or a workshop, something that has a transformational element that is particularly looking to help people that have been traditionally, if you go to a Buddhist meditation or whatever, a yoga retreat, how many trans people feel safe there? How many Black people feel safe there? We've been around the block long enough to know the answer is it's not always a place. Even though the practices are incredibly helpful, they may not feel safe to certain people. So how do we get resources into the hands of this community? I've never been a part of a community like this.
Okay. And it was your brainchild to create the awarepreneurs. That was you?
I've had help, but yeah, I'm the founder. Yeah.
Well, you saying I got this community that just happened. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you, when you listen back, I want you to see how much you disavow your own shit. Because if listening to you talking well, it's the community. Well, hell, you created it. You know what I'm saying?
I put out the call. And
okay.
People said yes. Right.
Okay, great. I'm gonna let you have that. I'm gonna let you have that one, Paul. I'm gonna let you have that because I'm polite today. But tomorrow I'm coming for that ass.
You can kick my ass some other day, right?
Yeah, you be like deflecting. You're like Wonder Woman. Bam, 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 bam. It's not me. Bam, bam. It's my culture. Bam, bam. It's lineage. Bam, bam. It's community. Bam, bam, mentors. Okay, Paul. Whatever. But now you're gonna turn pink. That's too cute.
I totally am gonna turn pink. Yeah.
You just did. I saw you. It was great.
I know. Totally.
No, this is great. Well, this is the thing. How can my people? I would love for them to know about your podcast. I would love for them to know about your community. I don't necessarily know how. I just think they should know you. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be appropriate for how you do your thing. So would it be best to share your URL or your podcast or what?
Whatever you want. The podcast. So if you want to know what Awarepreneurs is, it's the, first part of the word aware, second part of the word entrepreneurs, right? So AWAREPRENEU.
I'm just gonna type it in because I can't spell. Okay, so
I'm dyslexic, so you see me writing it out because they taught me that in third grade. So awarepreneurs.com, and you can find out a little bit about what we are. If you want to find out about the community, you go to awarepreneurs.com /community, and that'll tell you a little bit about it. We have a buy one, give one model. So if you're new and you're in startup, we'll give you a membership. It's usually quite affordable, like $5 or $10 a month. We ask people to do that, but if you can't do that, we'll give you a membership. So that's part of our commitment to inclusion. And you can find out about the community there. And if you're not sure if it's for you and you want to find out, the podcast is a great way to find out about it. It's just called the Awarepreneurs Podcast. It's on iTunes and Stitcher. You can just search Awarepreneurs, or if you want to listen on the website, you go to awarepreneurs.com /podcast. Dr. Venus has been a guest, and if you've got somebody in your community that has a message that's really important, and in particularly if it's talking to an audience that is traditionally been left out of either the social impact space or the awareness spiritual space, then we want to hear from you. You can just go to the Awarepreneurs website, go to our contact page, and tell us a little bit about what you're thinking, and we'll start a dialogue, how we can help amplify it and maybe get you on the podcast.
That's awesome. Paul, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I put the awarepreneurs.com in the feed so that people can find it, because I can't spell and sometimes it's hard to But I just thought when I saw Black Panther and I say ally because it's the best language I have at this point. When I saw where their help came from, it was great. I wasn't expecting it. It blew me away. I'm like, oh my God. And it wasn't fake. You know what I'm saying? So it made me think of you. And I was like, oh, this is Paul in a different context. You know what I'm saying? Because in the movie, the person I'm calling ally, for lack of better words, is like, there's the significant difference. It's like the difference made. You see what I'm saying? It's not just contributing. It's a turn, right? It's like, oh, wow. Without that person lending their genius to that dream, it would not have happened. And that is who you have been for me.
No.
So I thank you. And I know you're humble. Don't say nothing. Because if you deflect me one more again, I'm coming for you. So I'm trying to be nice. I'm being polite today. We'll see how long it lasts.
Thank you for being polite. And
at least I'm pretending to be. So, but I just want you to know that I appreciate you. And I'll say one more thing, I'm gonna let you go, is when I saw your post about and how you wrote me, here's a Black woman, a millionaire, a Black woman millionaire, and you start running everything, and you just start saying what you said. And then when we start to interact, the messenger, and I actually heard you, and I heard that you heard me, something in my heart got free. That I didn't even know it was like this. You see what I'm saying? I didn't know. I just knew that when you supported me without me asking, without the ladies, there was no money exchange. There was nothing. This was just him doing whatever he does, what his calling is. I didn't realize that I even was hurt by that. You know what I'm saying? So it actually healed something that I didn't even know was wounded. And I think that's the reason why I want my women to know you, because I think sometimes we have different kinds of wounds we don't have until somebody shows us a kindness that we could not ask for. And I think that I want my women to know that you can't get in the way of how God is going to do what God does. It wasn't just Black women. It was a collective of people who loved what I was committed to and got behind it. And you were pivotal to that. So I thank you publicly, and I'll be telling the story for years to come.
Well, thanks for having me. And there's, in some traditions, there's the idea of reparations, right? And our government is not yet able or willing to do that here in the United States. Our current leadership, not sure that's even being discussed. But every time I can help put a few dollars in a person of colors or somebody who's trans or somebody who's been harmed pocket, maybe a lot of dollars, that's my goal. But Awareness is only a year old. We're pretty young. We have about 250 members. But as Awarepreneurs grows, our capacity to help repair some of the damage that's been done historically, that's a deep intention for Awarepreneurs. We understand all the pain and suffering, and that continues to right now. Right in this moment, there are conferences happening where people are not being asked to be on that stage. This book, I've done this book, so have dozens of our community members. I'm working through the exercise. I've certainly read it, and the fact that that 30 publishing houses said there's no market for it. They didn't say it was poorly written, because it's not poorly written. They said there's no market for it. That kind of exclusion, Awarepreneurs exists to help do some of the repair work that needs to happen.
Well, I thank you for your vision, your commitment, and your integrity. I appreciate you, Paul, and thank you for taking some time to be with me with my tribe, because I wanted them to know about your work, and I think it matters to me that I'm transparent about how we do what we do. So thank you very much. I appreciate you. Enjoy your day, Mr. Aware. Namaste. Ashe, my brother, success. Okay, and thanks again for your time, okay?
Thank you, Dr. Venus.
Okay, Paul. Now, ladies, y'all hang out. Okay, I'm gonna let Paul go so that, I can stop embarrassing him because he keeps blushing. Okay, so I'm gonna stop it now. And I'm going to just be with you for a few more minutes before I sign off. I love his spirit too, Mahogany. I do. I just think that he's a great guy, and it's not something you can really, how do you say thank you to somebody who helped you fulfill a dream? You know what I'm saying? I wanted y'all to know him. And I think, and he really is sincere. If you know you have a project or you have something that if you have a book, if you have a retreat, if you have a podcast, if you have something that you would love to have amplified, reach out for him. Just go to awarepreneurs.com and do the process, and they'll be in a dialogue. And it's a very gentle group, but they move stuff. They move shit, okay? And they move it quickly because that's his business. Do you understand? That's his business model. His business model is to empower your business. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? And he's way humble with it. But I want you to know that there's, I'm gonna say it like this. Back in the day when our ancestors were coming through, and of course I'm all Black Panther right now, right? I'm all there. And if you think about, have you ever remembered the old folks saying good white people? Do you ever remember that phrase, or am I just showing my age? Good white people, that's a good white person. That's a good white man. Have you ever heard that? Let me see. Okay, maybe it was me. Maybe blame it on my upbringing, right? And one of the things I've had to learn in my walk is that, not everybody is the same. There are some white people who are God bless them. They're like 45. Okay. No, it's not. No, it's aware, not words, but awarepreneur. It's AWARE, preneur. You know what I'm saying? But I love that he would do that. I don't know explain it. I cried when I read his post. I did, y'all. It broke my heart. I was like, why would this white man help me? And I've had some things, hey, Dr. Avis, love you, need you, want you. Y'all should see Dr. Avis's new outfits. Her pictures are gonna be bomb, okay? She's gonna be so pretty. But thank you, Rhonda, for putting it up there. Yeah, please make sure you share this video because I want other people to learn about allies, There you go, exactly, good white folk. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Hi, sis. And so, but that's the thing. I think sometimes when we have bad things that happen, it colors everything. If you had a white boss who talked down to you, or a manager who was inappropriate with you, or you had a white teacher who said you were stupid or dumb, then it just colors the whole the whole world, you know? And then you don't even see the opportunities for support. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Paul just pointed. Paul says, "Thank you for having me, Dr. Venus. It's an absolute honor to be introduced to your community. If anyone is in this community has a business that's in the intersection of social impact and transformational awareness, we'd love to hear from you. I'll hear about it and see how awarepreneurs might be able to help amplify your work." This is what I'm talking about, ladies. This is what he does. What the fuck, right? I'm just saying, when I grow up, I want to be that kind of put together. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to say, okay, bam, you know, so it's something that I want y'all to see what it looks like, that not all white people are 45. I'm not suggesting they don't have some work to do, because they do, all right? But I will say this, when you see the Black Panther and you see the ally, you'll understand what it is I'm out to articulate. Because I think that the way they did it in the movie was perfect. They did not deny the past, but they weren't bound to it. Do you understand? And I think that is something that if we could do that, I think we'll move forward faster. You see what I'm saying? And it took me a while, y'all. I was really, this shit is real. I wouldn't, God forgive me for this, but I wasn't fucking white people for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing it, y'all. I mean, for a good minute, I wasn't that chick. Because there was some negativity. There was some negativity that happened. And, you know, my feelings got hurt. I felt positioned and put down and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just now coming out of that. And I mean, this is years later. So, and it's showing up because there are a lot of people who are not Black women, including Black men, including women from other places, from other cultures. All right. I have this beautiful friend that I love. Her name is Zarina. Okay. She's perfect. She's delightful. Right now she's in Senegal with a group of women of all races because she's so global. In a lot of ways, she's helping me be more open, you know, to a global thing, you know, whatever that looks like. So I'm not saying anything about Black women. I'm saying I'm learning in my emotional maturity, that God will work through whomever God wants to work through to amplify what you're up to. So don't be open. Be open to the support. Let yourself be supported in ways that you cannot see. Okay. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you today. I love Black Panther. It was perfect. And I gotta tell you one more thing, and I swear to God, I'm just gonna stop. I was at my chiropractor today, and he's a white man, pretty ass white boy, beautiful heart, love him to pieces. He saw Black Panther, and I saw Black Panther. And in his world, he was like, well, it was a good movie, but he said, everyone says phenomenal. I thought it was good. He said, what did you think? I said, I thought it was phenomenal. He said, why? And we walked through different pieces. And I could see how he could see it one way and I could see it another way. For example, I can't tell you. Please hurry up and see this movie so I can talk to you about it. I can't say it because I don't want to ruin it, but it was good stuff. All right. But just an idea about Black women and technology, you know, and science, the way that they did it was so cool. And shut up, Avis. Dr. Avis didn't talk about it last night. She was putting spoilers in. I'm not going to spoil it for him, Dr. Avis. But see the movie. See the movie. It has broken so many barriers. It's the first time a Black director had a budget of 200 million. I think that's what it was. I can't even deal with this. This is his third movie. He did Creed, Fruiton Station, and now Black Panther, and it's killing it overseas. And they said that Black movies would not sell overseas. I'm not gonna spoil it. Karen, I won't do it, baby. I love you. I'm not. But as soon as I'm gonna give y'all 2 weeks on this stuff, and then we're gonna talk about this shit. All right. But my point is, don't hurry up, y'all. Me and Lisa got off a plane to go look at this damn movie because we wanted our ticket to count for the first weekend box office sales. That's how hard the paint we're rolling. But it's something that I want. It made me feel proud. It's a work of excellence, right? The last report is $361 million in one weekend. Never done before. Never had the opportunity before. Never had the support before. You see what I'm saying? And that matters to me. It matters to me because you can't do it without support. And even if you look at Black Panther, the executive producers, they're white. You know what I'm saying? If you look at, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want y'all to miss, they had allies. That's what I'm trying to say. They had allies, okay? So don't forget that. Don't, and the thing is, the director acknowledges, he calls people by their name. They have, so don't close your heart off because you've been hurt, okay? And we all have, but I think that as you take on healing, you may have to take on healing historical hurts that may not have happened to you, but may have happened to your mother. You see what I'm saying? Or your mother's mother, or your father's father. You may have to really tend to that if you're going to fulfill your destiny, okay? I'm out. I'm not preaching today. I'm teaching today. So that's all I got. I love you, ladies, with my whole heart, and the brothers who love us. I thank God for Paul for stepping in. I hope when the time comes for the best movie, they get it. Well, surely they will or they won't. You know what I'm saying? They will or they won't. But what's more valuable to me is that we did it. Just like the first tour stop, we did it. You know what I'm saying? And sisters came out with their books. They came out hungry. You know, we did that. And we have a bestseller. We did that. The world can say what the fuck they want to say. You know what I'm saying? But we did that. I can't even deal with the politics of awards. You know, straight out of Compton. We did that. You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, the victory is that we did it. And all the stereotypes that said that people wouldn't buy, that people wouldn't, and maybe that's why it hurts me in a good way. They said, you know, that Black people, our movies wouldn't sell overseas. We're killing the game. We're killing the game. But we got the shot. And I need you to understand the fucking shot. You got to get the shot. If you don't get the shot, you don't get to box. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about the director, this is his third movie. You know what I'm saying? He's only 31 years old. And and the thing is, he keeps building, so he has the shot. Now, A Wrinkle in Time is going to be coming out, I think, next month. Ladies, my prayer is that we're as committed to, is it Ava? I get my women wrong. Ava's movie as we were to his. Okay, so please remember that you matter. Your dollars matter. Where you put your money, the world moves. So don't ignore that. Your dollar, that movie ticket, that book you bought, that tour ticket you bought, that shit counts. And I know you may not think it's a lot, but when we do it together, it's a fucking army. Okay, so I need you to know that, so that you're willing to get the pieces that you need so you can fulfill your destiny, okay? The money is the easy part. I swear to God it is. Okay, I'm out. We are dehydrated in 313. We need you. I don't know what 313 is. Y'all go get a tour ticket. Y'all keep trying to have me come to places that ain't on a tour. Get on a plane for the love of God. Just get to me, okay? Please, y'all keep trying to get me to come to places that ain't on a tour stop. www.theblackwomanmillionaire.com/tour, for the love of God. Please go and get your ticket to that, okay? And stop asking me to come to places that are not there. I can't. I don't have the bandwidth. I'm already tired, okay? We got to make moves that moves. I love that. Dee says we got to make moves that move others and the world. I think that's a beautiful note to end on. And on that note, my beloveds, know that you are loved beyond measure, my sweet sisters in success and the brothers who love us. And remember this, you are worth, okay, I found it before I go away because I want to make sure I say this before I got to sound off, but I kind of lost you. Come back. Where did you go? Oh, there you are. I found you. Know that you're loved beyond measure, my sweet sisters in success and the brothers who love us and our allies. Thank you for being here for us. And remember this, you are worth so much more than you have ever been taught to believe. Goodbye for now. Please share this word. If you are fed by this word, this life-affirming word, this life-giving word, please pay it forward. No one else is having these conversations. You're my partner getting it to sisters all over, okay? And make sure you grab your ticket. We're coming to Memphis next, okay? So go to www.theblackwomanmillionaire.com/tour, grab your seat, and I can't wait to hug you, to love on you, to pour into you the secret sauce to becoming a Black woman millionaire. I love you. Goodbye for now. And please share this video. Bye-bye. Yes, I'm in.